She thought a cold text would end our marriage. "I want a divorce. Talk to my lawyer." I quietly replied, "Got it." Then I cut her access to everything I ever paid for, her car, cards, and condo. 72 hours later, her world was crumbling, and so was her mask. This is how I turned the tables, without ever raising my voice. It happened on a Thursday. Not that the day matters, but I remember it so clearly because everything else that day was so normal. I was in the middle of replying to some boring work emails when my phone lit up with a message from my wife. No emojis, no greeting, just plain clinical text. "I want a divorce. From now on, speak to my lawyer." I remember just staring at it, not in shock, but confusion. Divorce? Lawyer? We'd had a few rough patches recently, sure, but nothing that would lead to this. No warning, no sit-down conversation. Just a text message. I didn't reply right away. I just sat there processing. For maybe 10 minutes. Then I texted back, "Understood." That's all I said. No begging, no drama, no why. She clearly wanted the legal route, and I wasn't going to give her the satisfaction of a reaction. But that was just the beginning. Later that evening, after she got home, she didn't say a word to me, just went straight to the guest room and locked the door. She stayed there the whole night. I didn't knock. I didn't ask what was going on. Instead, I did something else. I opened our shared banking app. Something I hadn't really looked at in detail for a while, honestly. I trusted her with most of the finances. She handled grocery shopping, small purchases, that kind of stuff. But when I checked the credit card statement, my stomach turned. Thousands of dollars had been spent in the last 3 weeks. $1,200 at some boutique hotel 2 towns over. $640 for a spa retreat package. $395 on fine dining restaurants in the city. And 2 charges, over $800 each, to some company I'd never even heard of. And here's the kicker. Every one of these was booked in her name only. It didn't take long for me to realize what was happening. She'd been planning this for weeks. She was going to blindside me with a divorce after she'd maxed out what she could. That's when I decided I wasn't going to be her silent ATM anymore. So I spent the rest of that night doing 3 things. I froze our joint credit cards. I logged into our bank account and transferred my paycheck into a separate account under my name only. I removed her name as an authorized user from my personal card. And I didn't say a single word about it. The next morning, she woke up and tried to use her card at Starbucks. Denied. I know because she stormed into the kitchen with a fake, confused look on her face and said, "Something's wrong with the bank, the card didn't work." I shrugged. She didn't say anything after that. She just stared at me, like she couldn't decide if she was surprised, offended, or scared. Then she grabbed her phone, probably to call her lawyer, or her little secret side project, whoever that might have been, and went back into the guest room. At this point, I didn't need to guess anymore. I knew something shady was going on. I just needed proof. So I did what any calm, rational man in my position would do. I hired a private investigator. Not the cartoon-style one with sunglasses and a trench coat. A professional, quiet, discreet, paid in cash. I gave him everything. Photos of her, her schedule, the hotel bookings, even her favorite nail salon, and told him to do his job. In the meantime, I kept playing it cool. We lived under the same roof, but didn't speak much. She was waiting for me to snap, to yell, to break down, to plead. But I didn't. Instead, I started working late, eating dinner at the office, sleeping better alone. And while she sulked around like some rejected reality TV villain, I was quietly preparing my next move. 3 days later, I got a text from the investigator. "Got what you needed. Sending the folder now." I opened it and, yeah, there it was, crystal clear photos of her with another man, holding hands at dinner, kissing in a parking lot, checking into a hotel under a different name. even matching tattoos. The guy, his name was Brent. I recognized him. He used to be her co-worker. She once said, "Ugh, he's such a creep. I hate him." Apparently not. They'd been together for months. While I was working overtime to support us, she was out here living her second life like I didn't exist. I could have lost it. I could have confronted her. But instead, I smiled, because now I had leverage. I waited until Friday to make my next move. That's when I went to see my own lawyer, a bulldog of a man named Mr. Carver, divorce specialist, reputation for absolutely destroying people in court. I handed him the folder from the investigator, all the bank records, the hotel receipts, and copies of her text messages. He flipped through it, nodded slowly, then said, "Oh yeah. We're going to have fun with this." He filed for divorce on my behalf that same day, citing infidelity and financial misconduct. And the best part? We served her the papers at her new job, in front of her colleagues, during lunch. I heard she cried in the restroom for 40 minutes. That night, she finally broke the silence. She came into the living room, red-eyed and fake sniffling like she'd been watching a sad movie on repeat. "Can we talk?" I looked up from my laptop. "Oh, now you want to talk?" She hesitated, then sat down. I didn't think it would go this far." I didn't even respond. She kept going. "Look, maybe I was confused. Brent, he doesn't even mean anything to me anymore. Maybe we can slow down? Think about things?" I leaned back, calm as ever. "Sure, we'll slow down when you explain all the hotel receipts to the judge." Her face dropped. The hearing was scheduled 2 weeks later. In that time, I stayed completely silent. No arguments, no yelling, just short, polite answers and a few fake smiles when she tried to accidentally bump into me in the hallway. You could feel her panic growing each day. The confident diva who had sent me a lawyer's text with zero emotion was now knocking gently on the door, asking if I wanted to talk over tea. Yeah, no thanks. The day of the hearing finally arrived. I showed up early, in a navy blue suit, clean-shaven, calm. She walked in 15 minutes late, wearing what looked like a funeral dress and fake tears. Brent? Not in sight. Guess he ran when things got real. Her lawyer looked like he hadn't slept. Mine looked like he'd had 3 espressos and a full breakfast. When we sat down, the judge began reading the claims. Adultery, misuse of marital funds, attempted financial manipulation. Her lawyer tried to object, said there was no hard proof of intent. That's when Mr. Carver, my guy, opened the manila folder. One by one, he slid out photos onto the judge's desk. Her and Brent. The hotel receipts. The credit card charges from the spa, the restaurants, the resort. Then, the kicker. "Your Honor," he said, "these weren't even personal getaways. These were pre-divorce preparations. She was spending recklessly while planning to leave him high and dry, via text, no less." The judge paused, looked right at her. "Ma'am, did you really notify your husband of divorce by message without prior counseling or discussion?" She mumbled something about feeling unsafe. Classic deflection. That's when Carver struck again. Funny. The unsafe environment still allowed her to stay in the same house and use his money freely for 3 more weeks. Boom. You could feel the entire courtroom shift. Even the clerk looked up from her computer. The judge didn't need long. He ruled in my favor on every front. She would get no spousal support. She had 30 days to vacate the property we both shared, which, by the way, was in my name. She was financially responsible for all unauthorized joint account charges made in the month leading up to her divorce text. And, as a little bonus, I was granted temporary custody of our dog, Max. She'd been planning to take him because I bought him his toys. She tried to protest, started crying, said she had nowhere to go, said she was emotionally manipulated. The judge looked her dead in the eyes. "You wanted a legal process. Now you have it." She moved in with her sister 2 towns over. Brent disappeared. Apparently he blocked her not long after the court date. Her social media went dark for weeks. I, on the other hand, I got promoted. Took a solo trip to Iceland. Got Max a better dog bed and a new backyard to run around in. I didn't post any of it. No petty Instagram quotes. No gloating. Because sometimes the best revenge is doing absolutely nothing. Let karma handle the rest. It's been 7 months now. 7 long, peaceful, incredibly quiet months. I've moved into a new place. Nothing fancy, just enough space for me and Max. He's a rescue, just like me now, I guess. We both needed out of a bad situation. My mornings are simple. Black coffee, a good book. No drama, no slam doors, no pretending to be okay with someone who checked out long ago. And you know what? I don't miss her. Not even a little. Last week, something happened, though. Something that shook me. Just a little. I got a message. From her. A full paragraph this time. "I've been thinking a lot lately. About us. About how fast things fell apart. I know I made mistakes. I let people into our life that didn't belong. Maybe we could meet? Just to talk. No pressure. No pressure." That was rich. I stared at that message for a while, and then I just archived it. Didn't delete it. Didn't reply. Just archived. Because closure doesn't always come from a final conversation. Sometimes it comes from realizing I survived what I thought would break me, and I came out better. A few days later, a mutual friend called me. He said she's been telling people I abandoned her, that I manipulated her emotionally, that she didn't understand the financial stuff, and that I took advantage. I didn't even react. I just said, "Tell her I hope she finds what she's looking for." Because the truth is, she's still trying to write a story where she's the victim. But I stopped reading her chapters a long time ago. Here's what I learned. People don't always leave because they're unhappy. Sometimes they leave because they think you'll never leave them. That no matter what they do, you'll stay. Pay the bills. Be the quiet, dependable one. Until you don't. And when you finally stop, they realize too late that they were never the prize. So if someone walks out on you like they never knew you, don't run after them. Let them go. And when they come back looking for the old version of you, let them meet the upgraded one.